Hello and welcome to a look at Knuckle Dusters for the Commodore 64, a game that was released by Melbourne House. Now, a game with such a spiffy title would likely have a plot, and this one does indeed have one as such. In the future, most of the world's population has apparently become criminals and as such even are being incarcerated for correctional purposes. One of the correctional purposes that's been invented and employed is turning people into androids, because of course that makes them basically drones that are incredibly easy to get to serve and fulfill their purpose. And of course, because so many people are being imprisoned, there's an awful lot of need for prison guards, so the androids will serve that purpose perfectly fine. Now, Deke, who is a very dangerous criminal, apparently accused of treason and all that stuff, has decided that he doesn't really want to become an android. So he hacks the computer, the overseeing whatever computer, the hard way, causing it to malfunction spectacularly, triggering its self-destruct mechanism, which of course is one of those dumb self-destruct mechanisms where the computer itself is not just self-destructing. No, it's going to take the entire person and the entire city with it, because yeah. So you can imagine Deke has to get out of the prison and out of the city before it disappears, and he doesn't want to disappear with it. Yeah. The plot is about as far-fetched and irrelevant as the average politician's election promises. But for all I care, the plot could be about a fruit fly dreaming of becoming a toaster. Because it's all down to the game and gameplay and those kind of things, and yeah. You take control of Deke in his quest for freedom and preventing himself from being vaporized, of course. And Deke has to navigate the 6 different zones looking for keys to open doors, and the relevant doors, of course, to actually open them, leading to the next section, so you can get out of the prison and past the city wall and out of the city and all that stuff. Along the way, you will be facing an awful lot of the before-mentioned android guards who will do anything and everything to prevent you from escaping. Obviously, their programming, coding, whatever implementation has not alerted them of the fact that both the person and the city is in imminent danger of going poof. So they will, do what they can to stop you. Thankfully, you being Deke, the dangerous criminal, you can punch and kick your way past them. Sort of. Let's just do the technical stuff, because why not? From a graphical point of view, I think it's worth remembering that this is a game from 1986, and as such you should show a bit more lenience towards it, I've been told, or something. So I will accept that the fact that the graphics are somewhat decent. The main character is blue and every enemy is red, and that's how you can see the difference between them. The graphics are moving incredibly smoothly, but the different zones are as bare-bone as they need to be in order to portray what they need to portray. The sound side of things, the sound effects are directly bland. They are as basic as they can be, and they serve the purpose they need to serve, and absolutely nothing besides that. Then we come to the music, and this is going to be an interesting point for me, because doing my research for this particular title, the one concurrent thing was that everyone was saying that this soundtrack is amazing. And personally, I beg to differ. I would say the soundtrack is good, but I also find it has moments of unnecessary screechiness to it. And maybe it's just me getting old and being less tolerant towards a certain type of sounds. That is not entirely impossible, but I didn't find the music to be as excellent as other people claim it to be. But we are all different, we can like different things and still get along, I hope. The controls are perfectly fine. Left, right will do left, right things, and then up and down will allow you to change the level, because the different zone screens have 3 different levels you can move up and down. Then you use the fire button while standing still to punch, and the fire button while facing in a direction will cause you to kick. Then you have to use the spacebar to enter various different rooms. Nothing is out of the ordinary, everything is responsive, and yeah, the controls work perfectly fine. So, to conclude the section of the video, you can likely gather from the gameplay that it is incredibly tedious. In order to progress through the game, you have to basically map the game, because of the fact that the different levels, screens and whatever you call them, look incredibly similar. But in order to map the game, that means that you have to play it for an extended period of time, and I have noticed that there is actually long plays existing of this game, which I'm quite impressed by. But from a personal point of view, I could not get myself to play this game long enough to even map a single screen. The problem is that the game presents everything it has to show within the first 5 seconds of your gameplay. Nothing changes besides that. Sometimes you can knock a few boxes, get some items, health, extra lives, or poison, because that's good fun, and keys and that kind of stuff, but the general gameplay is not fighting the enemies, because they are damage sponges beyond any reason. And that means, of course, that you have a fighting-esque game where the fighting component is the dumbest thing you can do, because it costs you valuable energy and time. And of course, I mean, you have a timer, because the computer is about to self-destruct itself and everything within a 5 miles radius thing, whatever. The different reviews concerning this game, some of them are a bit more gentle, the C64 specifically, but other reviewers were a bit more to the point. My conclusion of this particular title is that as a piece of software from 1986, it might be perfectly okay, but as a game, it feels flat on so many levels that in and by itself is quite impressive. So on that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.